Greetings, Ron Smalek here, and what you are watching are my September episodes of the Minecraft Hardcore Challenge by Michael Deering. And what you will be listening to is me doing some informal interviews with other members of the awesome MHC community. In this episode, I continue to look for the Elder Guardian. He's hiding around here somewhere while I talk to Fellonius.
I'm on my vanilla challenge map, just doing some logistics.
Oh, what is your what is this vanilla challenge map that you're doing?
This is called the Journey.
Okay.
Swedish one. Or the Swedish English one.
I was gonna say
I put up a vlog yesterday before I went to bed.
I know, but I don't know if the people watching this will know.
Oh, you're really interviewing me already. All right.
Suddenly, it's not an interview, it's a conversation with a friend.
It's a conversation. Well, I am doing that while I'm not totally sure that you can hear me opening boxes and stuff.
No.
And it's called boxes because Bongo Tess called them boxes. When I'm talking to him, I usually end up saying boxes instead of chests.
Oh,
it's
interesting.
Really strange. But never mind, I know what he means and he knows what I mean.
So in addition to playing MHC, and by the way, thank you very much because you're the one who got me into this MHC thing.
Yeah. And yeah, well, that's rather fun because back to Bongo then. Bongo knows Troy 777, and Troy did these MHC. So you and I should actually thank Bongo Tess or Bongo or Troy.
Troy, yeah. Well,
Michael Deering is the idea taker, and I must say that he has made. I've seen the progress, and that is, I'm looking at his announcements videos when he started it, and it was like 3 months, the first one or something like that. And actually, it is a very good idea. I really like it.
Yeah, and you mentioned Troy Boy or Kid Awesome 2 is the channel. I had some earlier exposure to him. I know Bongo played one of his maps, Space Purge.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I have played that one as well.
Oh,
I had some issues with it, but
that's right. I remember now. Okay, yeah. And I also think I saw his name somewhere before that, but it eludes me at the moment.
Yes, I have tried his challenge, which is collecting things.
And you're doing the September MHC?
Yes, I am doing the September MHC, but I am in no way doing the ocean monument because I don't know how to do them. I have never seen anyone else do it, and I have never tried it myself except in creative mode, and that doesn't count.
Okay.
I have planned to do it for a long time, and I know about the oceans and all that stuff. But if you're doing the MHC and you don't get like your blaze rod or anything, you are doomed.
Yeah, yeah. You and I kind of talked about this the other day before I started mine, and I had like maybe 3 or 4 possible ways, but I don't think there's a way to get an enchanting table. I am not sure about the potions because if I were doing potions, I would go for an invisibility potion. But I think it's very unlikely that I would get a golden carrot.
No, that's not possible, no.
I mean, it's possible if you get a carrot drop from a zombie and you mine gold, but not in eight episodes. That's really hard. Oh man, sorry to interrupt you, Fellonius, but now I gotta find some other footage to put underneath this conversation. See you next month, MHCers.
It is short.
Yeah.
And then, of course, water breathing. There are some you can use at least.
You
Night
could.
vision depends on the carrot as well.
Yeah, but the basic issue you're going to have is your armor.
Yep.
And just surviving those guys. So like.
Yep.
I'm using this strategy that I used in my curator series when I defeated it. Although
please tell us.
I was much more geared when I did my curator series. But this is about you. So you're doing the challenge, and is this your 4th MHC or 5th?
this is actually my sixth.
Sixth, wow.
But, yes, and I am going for survival. I can tell you that from the beginning, the
Okay.
word get-go. I'm going for survival because prior to September, I have already recorded some in September, of course.
Sure.
But prior to September, I have won one. I have survived all 8 or 9 episodes once out of 5 times.
Now that would have been the one before I was participating.
Yep. That was the Zero Chunk Challenge. A very good challenge. You should actually redo that one. We should have that one again.
Okay.
Because that was fun.
What was the format of that one? I can't remember.
That was, you have to be within those 4 chunks that surround 0.0.
Oh, the whole time?
And you can only craft, or build or place anything within those 4 chunks. That is, you can't put a torch even outside of those. But you can't mine outside. You can mine outside, but you can't place any torches outside of those 4 chunks.
Oh, cool.
It is 30 by 30, or 31 by 31, something like that. Oh. That's all you have. That's all you can build on. That's all you can make food on, anything. And that was really tough. And I survived that one, which is rather strange. But then you and I started to do some role playing and stuff. And I think somehow I lost that survival touch.
Yeah.
So I have died a lot. But I have had fun during dying as well. And the last time we did, I tried to do the Equestrian Estate, tried to work, catch up the other guys. And suddenly I started talking about myself. And suddenly, I say again, it sounded on me like I was more interested in talking about me than actually doing the survival. And boom, there was Reaper.
Well,
that's how it is. So I am 1-4 down on MHC, and I want to win this.
Yeah. Well, this
only in it for that.
This month is going to be pretty tough. Now, what about future months? Are there any themes or like types of formats that you're hoping he does?
No, but redoing old formats. I think actually he should check if there's another seed that is perhaps easier or harder or something like that. Because like I said about Zero Chunk Challenge, I would rather do that one again than the Equestrian Estate or even Ocean Monument. Because it was really tough. Just staying within those lines.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are going to, both you and I know that for a fact, we are trying to do more role-playing bits and stuff. Because I am a role player, I'm an old role player, and I like to do something like that. And I even have an idea about trying to lure you into doing that witch thingy together with me. We do that as a team. Perhaps you redo that.
Yeah. Well, you recently, for anyone who doesn't know, Fellonius recently created a playlist of all the past MHC announcements. So if you're interested in going back and looking at old MHCs, which we will do at some point this year.
Yes.
You can check that on his channel.
This or next year. There are hopefully more time than that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't have any pure ideas because it is hardcore. And it's the fact that it is hardcore vanilla that makes me want to play. So I'm trying to. Now, I have been, sorry to say, hospitalized. So there was a couple of months that I couldn't participate. But I was eager to see others, but they are boring, some of them.
Well, it's the interesting thing is people that watch so MHC is a fairly large community. People that watch it are all looking for different things. I noticed that some people are just very much into survival. Some people are into building. Some are into the community. Like there's a really nice, diverse group of people that are doing this. And it's mostly mature folks, meaning like not,
Yes, and family friendly.
Yes.
Let's not forget that, because that's actually what really pulled me in. Thanks to Troy, because I know that he's after the family friendly bit. So am I. When you watch these episodes, they are also family friendly. How boring they are.
Well, I've been pleasantly surprised that each month has had a unique enough theme that you could make something interesting out of it.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely.
they've definitely been trickier than I anticipated.
Yeah, that we can say. Now, the first one I was, as I said, a bit careful, and suddenly, oh, this wasn't that bad, and then boom. So I'm agree with you. Now, I am doing the even worse bit this time in September. I am again talking about myself,
Okay.
but I'm a bit of a friend as well. I am telling people that from the start. You don't have to watch my series. It is the most boring MHC ever, and that's my title for it.
Well, I will watch it, and since
Of course.
so if you've covered a lot of info about yourself and what other stuff you're doing on
Yeah.
your channel, then maybe it would be interesting to talk about how we first got introduced to each other in
Oh
Minecraft.
yeah. Oh yeah. We. Well, I came. I came into Minecraft. No, Minecraft game itself. I was introduced to in 2010 in November even because my son thought, well, this is something that you might like, and he was correct, of course, because he knows me very well. Darn kid. And I haven't been able to. I haven't been able to stop since. You know for a fact that I have tried several times to jump this ship, but
Yeah.
it's impossible.
You jump
The
out
first
of
thing,
one ship onto a bigger ship.
yeah, and the one community after another. Now the community was something that I had no uh, relevance to before. Any community at all. I had no idea how it worked. The trolling and all that stuff because there are people I don't know how if they are special people or something like that.
Hmm.
But being a Minecrafter is a bit. It is not like being a Half-Life gamer or something like. It's not the same thing, even if it's FPS and game and PC.
Hmm.
But the first thing that I noticed was something called custom maps for Minecraft. You could do a map within Minecraft and make that map an adventure of your own adventure. And that was something that I really, well, that hooked me up because I'm also a storyteller. And if you're a storyteller, you need some sort of ground to do it.
Yep.
But I didn't understand things. I read and I saw, but I didn't understand how do you do these things. So I started to review maps because I wanted to go inside them, see how they work and stuff. I didn't do a good work because people didn't like my reviews.
Well, you were brutally honest.
Thank you. Then I haven't been able to say that myself.
And,
No, guys, I was.
and I think your reviews, so they reflect you as a person. You're from Sweden. You are
So,
of a different generation than most Minecrafters.
yes, I'm over 50 years of age, so yes.
And just your life lessons and things, you look at things differently than most other Minecrafters and most other YouTubers that I've watched.
Yeah, and then I add also the fact that I have almost became a teacher, and as a teacher in Swedish at least, you do a review should be honest. It should be a way to develop to enhance the work, not just trolling it and saying it's bad.
Yeah.
This is how you should do in order to make it better, and that was what I thought that I did. Well, not really, they said. So suddenly the community turned against me, and I turned against them, so it's even Steven on that one. And I just pulled out. And then my son told me how I should have done, and that was too late. And then you already were in the picture because you reacted to my reviews, and you were also doing reviews. And since I couldn't play all the maps myself, I started to read your reviews. And even if I must say that I think you were too nice, at least back then, I still enjoyed your reviews. And somehow you and I start talking around your maps because you also play custom maps. And since then, we have been Laurel and Hardy.
Well, and I think it's interesting too because we both use very different systems to review maps, and we both obviously care a lot about the system as well as the message. And
And the community.
And even though there are some maps that you hated and I loved and vice
Yep.
versa, most of the maps our scoring comes out almost exactly the same.
Yes.
And
Because
we
if even if I don't like the map, that doesn't mean it's bad.
right, right.
It's just like I just have a personal issue with it. And
Yeah.
that could be so personal that I shouldn't let that reflect the map. It would reflect me. Okay, that's okay. But not that.
Yeah.
And
I would say I probably still would not be playing Minecraft. I truly think this is true. Or at least I would not be still reviewing maps if it wasn't for you because when I well, I'll say when I got into the groove of reviewing maps and actually rating them and trying to keep track of how many you already had like almost 200 reviews, I think.
yep, that's
And
true.
so I my goal was to catch up to you.
You have done it. You are like twice my rate because I have dropped that one. Um, the reason I started was to learn about custom maps, and I thought that I couldn't learn more. And then, well, I just got bored with sitting and doing reviews for myself because I didn't put them out for the community to read. So I just stopped.
Yeah.
Now and then, however, we must talk about something we call hidden gems.
Yes.
That is actually you and me together doing the reviewing. We had 2 video series so far, Hidden Gems 1 and Hidden Gems 2, of course. We are not that fantastic. And we just went out on the forums and picked whatever. I think we picked like 6 each or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you set up a server and we were mining down and then we played the map, but we found that map inside the mine and stuff. And there you can see how alike we are when we are reviewing. Suddenly we are sitting there and are agreeing. I think that was really fun because I thought that you and I should sit there and argue like for 15 minutes about if it was gravel or diamond. But no, gravel
No,
or sand, yeah, but
they were pretty. The maps in that format, I think, were pretty straightforward. We
yeah,
weren't trying to rate a map on its own. We were only comparing it to the other maps in the
yeah,
series, and just
that's true.
ranking them in order, not necessarily like saying how much apart they are, but just
Nope.
in general, which one's slightly better than the last one.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think that was a good format of reviewing as well. I
yeah,
don't know how much feedback you have got on that series, but I think that was a very good. We should probably do it again.
yeah. I would love to, and I think what you're doing, one thing that you're doing now on your channel is going back to another old series of build offs
Yep.
where, and this is something that I haven't even thought about in probably at least a year and a half, of just take a subject and go in creative and build that thing.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
something. That's something that came up when I watched the Koba 2080 channel with Professor Snape and his brother Kona Kona. Both these guys has moved away from Minecraft, just for now anyway. And I thought that was a very fun 1 hour thing to do.
mm-hmm,
And I will start on Tuesday, and Tuesday the 1st of September, and try to recreate some of that feeling. And well, if we succeeded or not, I don't know. But I want to learn more about building. Again, I see a lot of amazing builds by people, and I feel like I should be better than I am. And in order to do that, I have to train. You
yeah,
can't just say, I am better now. That's not enough. You have to train as well. Darn.
yeah. No, I think so. By the time people hear this episode, uh,
It has
you,
already been one.
yeah, and you may be doing some sort of ad hoc challenges, building
Yeah.
against other people.
Yeah.
So I think I'm very interested to see how I do because I think I'm out of practice
You too.
in that sort of yeah.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like this last 2 years, almost everything I've made has been in survival mode.
Yeah, that's true.
I've played
We are with our
maps.
challenge. Yes.
I've created a little bit, but mostly survival. Not haven't built in creative in a while, so that'll be an
Oh,
interesting.
And it's a bit different because you have access to every block, and even you can use your command blocks to do fill and stuff if you want to. I mean, Prof. Snape and them didn't have that, but I think they used World Edit mostly.
Yes. Oh, and I
And I
miss it.
haven't, I haven't used that ever, so I can't use it. I use creative mode; it's enough.
Oh,
But the fact that I can plant the command block and use the commands to fill and build within that hour, I mean, you can build whatever. But my fantasy is a bit restricted at the moment. As you say, you and I are into the survival mode.
yeah, it's a very nice balance to all the custom maps that I've
Yeah,
been playing.
it's a bit about diversity. A word that I learned from Mr. Q Magnus. I've
I
never
was
used it
wondering.
before. Yeah, but have you used it more or less each day since then? Thanks, Mr. Q. Well, the diversity one and diversity two.
And just one more thing, I don't know if people know this, but so on Fellonius's channel, the Hidden Gem series is a great one to go back and look at. Some of the build offs, and he also does a series called Yapping, which is basically just him talking about a topic, and I find it to be very well structured arguments and always some nice personal stories. So if you want to just listen to a guy with a Swedish accent talk about random things, it's a really nice series as
Yes,
well.
it's a cursory thingy. I like to do them. It's like 5 or 6 minutes.
Yep, yep. So any last words of wisdom for other MHCers?
Well, the thing we should always keep in mind, I think, is the family-friendly part. The thing that this is actually building Lego within your computer. You have access to every Lego thing you can ever imagine, except it doesn't look like Lego. It is very useful as a tool and as an education program as well. Don't forget that. Educate each other with and use Minecraft.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you for giving me some of your time, and I hope to see you in future MHCs.
Yes, and perhaps in live.